But speaking of the acknowledgement industry, Gemma, what did you think of the Sydney preschool that had its 3-year-olds, its 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds collect signatures demanding the Aboriginal flag be flown all year on the Sydney Harbour Bridge?
Well, if you're a parent in the Sydney area, you'd know what preschool not to send your kid to, wouldn't you? I mean, at 3 or 4 years old, a child does not have the cognitive ability to understand what a petition is, what a protest is. I mean, I'm not the only person to have said that, and far more qualified people to make that observation than me have said that today. I mean, if you read some of the coverage, Andrew, which I'm sure you have, you know, the media statement was quoted, and it quoted a 4-year-old saying, you know, I came in and told my classmates that it was disrespectful. I mean, come on. Have you spoken to your average 4-year-old recently? It is a disturbing, I guess, window into the way that some activists are prepared to use and abuse children. They have become the ultimate political capital for the woke, and this is an example of that in action. It's laughable. It's absolutely laughable, and whoever that petition was presented to should have rejected it outright. They're children.
I think so. It's a meaningless petition. It's a meaningless petition.
Falling out of trees. They should be eating sand, falling out of trees and...
Gemma is right. That should have been... It's a meaningless petition because also the 10,000 adults that signed it, really, they thought about the petition and said to that little 3-year-old, now, look, I'm not going to sign it because I don't believe it. Of course they're going to sign it. You know, they want to break a little 3-year-old's heart.
It's like when my parents said to my big brother, you know, my brother was 3.5 when I was born, and my parents said to him, oh, Gemma's a nice name, isn't it? Yeah, let's call her Gemma. I mean, it was not his decision any more than these children are capable of making that decision.
But, Campbell, what do you make of all this? I mean, you believe the story that a 4-year-old came and said, this is disrespectful. I mean, really, seriously?
Well, it's complete utter garbage, and indeed, you know, it's almost, well, I mean, the people involved, you know, the adults involved, well, I'll call them out on it. It's manipulation, and, you know, it's inappropriate. And someone should put the spotlight on them to say, well, what the heck do you think you're doing? If they want to run a petition to have the Aboriginal flag or on the Sydney Harbour Bridge, have a stand up and say so. You know, well, you know,
stop hiding behind
children is all the rage.